Hasan Piker is back in the news, and once again, it's not for a great thing. This time, Hasan is being accused of using a shock collar on his dog. So today we're going to take a look at that video, and we're going to talk about what exactly is going on, what Hasan says happened, and whether or not I think he's actually using a shock collar. So let's watch this right after you hit that like button and subscribe.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Okay, so did you see that? He comes here, we can watch it in slow-mo as we replay it. Hasan gets mad at the dog, he reaches for something with his left arm, right here, and as soon as he does something, the dog yips and jumps back right into place.
Go, just stop.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but my first instinct there was that he was using a shock collar on his dog. Obviously, the immediate behavior change, along with the obvious yelp, is a sign that, you know, something happened to the dog, and when he's reaching off screen where you can't see what his hand's doing, as he's yelling at the dog, and then the dog yelps and gets back into bed, seems like he's using a shock collar to keep his dog from wandering around or doing anything while he's on stream, kind of treating it like an ornament for the background of his stream. Now, of course, I can't prove that. And to be honest with you, I'm not even against the use of shock collars, especially in large dogs that have the potential to be aggressive. But what strikes me about this is what he's using it for. He gets upset because the dog decides to get up and walk around, walk towards him, and he seems to press the shock collar button, shocking the dog and making it sit back down to lie in the perfect place right in its frame in his video, which makes me kind of think that Hasan sees the dog more of an ornament than he does an actual pet, because he does always have it. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Hasan, but usually when you see a Hasan clip, the dog is asleep on this bed here. It makes me think that he's training the dog using the shock collar to stay on the bed no matter what, which would not be good. That's not a good use of a shock collar. I'm sorry, they're for correcting aggressive behavior. He says it's not a shock collar, but people are not happy with his explanation. You can see Tectone here saying, "This man's entire existence disgusts me." And yeah, that's true. If we take a look here, you can actually see in this close-up video, you can get a look at the dog's collar. So there's a green light right about here. There you go, you saw that. And then the dog walks off. But the fact of the matter is, if you actually look at this thing, I'm gonna try to pause it right when the green light's going on. Let's see if I can get that. You see there, that green light that's on the bottom? That makes me think that it is a shock collar, because a normal collar obviously doesn't have anything that needs power, right? And this is obviously something that's powered and that has some reason to blink, like for instance, whether or not it's charged. Obviously that points towards it being a shock collar, and also it just genuinely looks like a shock collar with an air tag attached on top of it. So what does Hasan say happened? Well, he claims that she clipped herself on the bed as she was getting up. So let's take a look and see exactly what he had to say.
Is there like a fucking LSF video or something? Is that why there's like hella people coming in here and screeching? Is that what's going on? Oh, classic. Oh. It started on D, then H3, then LSF is the classic pipeline. I'm gonna fucking die, dude. Yes, I am incredibly abusive to the not only best trained, but also the best behaving and most spoiled dog on the planet. Is from when Kaya yelped. Yeah, she yelped because she fucking clipped herself on something when she was getting off the bed.
That's right. Not only does he try to downplay what happened, saying that, oh, it was just clipped out of context by LSF, which is live stream fails, it's a Reddit. He then goes on to say, oh, she just clipped herself on something as she was getting off, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because if we actually go and take a look at when she yelped.
Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Now, I don't know about that to you, but to me, I don't see her being clipped on anything. You can clearly see this foot is on the ground, that foot's up there. There's nothing for her to clip on. You know, she steps up, right as she lifts her foot, she gets shocked or something happens, and then she jumps back and lays back down. I don't know that I'm convinced that she clipped a nail. I mean, it's not impossible, but considering Hasan also makes the movement with his arm right before that, I tend to believe that he's using the shock collar on her. If we take a look at this zoomed in close-up picture of the collar, you can see what here looks to be a shock collar with an air tag attached above it, like we saw in this video, where you could see the green light. This is pretty damning to me. I'm pretty sure that this has to be a shock collar, because I can't imagine why else a collar would have have like a large protruding part of it that has a blinking light on it, right? What other collar would do that? And so like this person says, it looks like a shock collar to me because it does look like a shock collar. Now, I'm not going to say that using a shock collar is the worst thing possible for a dog. I mean, if we actually take a look at the dog, it's a big dog, right? It's a huge dog. And with large dogs, shock collars can sometimes be necessary if they have an aggression problem, like I mentioned earlier. What strikes me here is just how angry he gets when the dog stands up. Like, let's watch this again and see exactly what the dog has done to annoy him.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
So even discounting the dog's yelping, if we cut it off before the dog starts yelping, he gets mad at the dog because the dog is just stepping off the bed. The dog's not doing anything bad. The dog's not even really roaming around the room. It's staying in the room with him. It didn't run away. It didn't make noise. Honestly, it's a well-behaved dog. It did nothing wrong. So why did he get so mad at it? The only thing that I can think is that he just likes having it there as an ornament. He likes having it at the back of his stream, just laying down, something nice to look at that makes him seem more human, because obviously people love dogs, and so it makes him seem like a better person. But in this case, it seems to have made him seem like the worst person possible, because why would you shock your dog for doing nothing but standing up? I'm sorry to say, but it's not normal for a dog, especially a dog of this size, to just stay sitting on a bed for the entire time that he streams, which can be hours, right? 3-4 hours to 8-9 hours, depending on how long he's streaming that day. Obviously, a dog's not going to be comfortable sitting that whole time. They have to go to the bathroom. They just like to walk around. They need some enrichment in their lives. So I can't say for sure that it's a shock collar, but I can say that I think it is, and that I think that even without the shock collar there, his behavior towards this dog, the way he gets mad at it just because he gets up and starts walking around his room, not even making noise. Like if it barked, I could see being annoyed with it, but the dog didn't bark. It did nothing wrong. I just think his behavior towards this dog is disgusting, regardless of the shock collar or not, and the potential shock collar makes it much, much worse. But I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Do you believe that Hasan was using a shock collar on his dog, or do you believe his explanation that she clipped herself on something when getting off the bed? I'm pretty sure I know what you guys think, but I'd like to hear it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.